Good morning guys, and welcome to our little camping trip for our mid-year camp essentially. So we're both really pumped for this one. We're heading up through the Francois Perrin National Park, and also we're going to be checking out Steep Point today, which is going to be fantastic, the most westerly point of Western Australia. The rain is just starting, so we'll get all rugged up.
Better make this quick. Right now we're camped at a little place called False Entrance. It's kind of to the west of the Francois Perrin National Park. It's really, really beautiful. We camped here because apparently Daniel was supposed to book a place but forgot. I didn't even know. Either way, it is amazing. The view that we got is incredible. Like, we can just walk like a couple of, like 50 meters and we're onto the beach. It's really nice. And there's some cliff areas and stuff, and there's lots of different places. I think it's four.
Yeah, there's five campsites you can pick from in this area. You can actually book them online, which is fantastic. We're on bay number 1, which is probably the closest down to the water. But bay number 5 is right on the cliff top. So there's someone camping there and fishing off the cliffs, which looks really, really nice.
It was a little bit windy last night, but where we are is quite protected. We still got the wind, especially because we're on our rooftop tent, which is kind of just high enough to get the wind coming across the top of the dunes. But honestly, it's been pretty good. All in all, we have gotten a fair bit of rain over last night, and obviously now
it bucketed down on our drive through from Perth yesterday.
Yeah,
like some of the heaviest rain we've ever driven through.
We just drove through many showers, but it's supposed to be clearing up today, so hopefully this is the last little shower that we get. It's not too cold. I'm just acting cold because I'm getting wet, but it's not actually cold.
No, we're in for a pretty sunny week. Apparently this should be the last of the rain, and then sunny all the way through to next weekend, which is going to be fantastic. Yep. Super keen to check out the Francois Perrin National Park, and stoked to go and check out Steep Point this morning.
Yeah, so we'll bring you along the way, and we'll see where our adventure takes us.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Let's go.
No, I'm all wet. Well, I did like this jumper, and now it's absolutely ruined for the whole trip. Unless we can somehow dry it. Alright, well, the turn's packed away. Time to get on the road and enjoy this sunny trip. Beautiful.
Lovely.
Pack up during the sun. On our way out of False Entrance, we stopped in to check out the local blowholes a few kilometres south of our campsite, which meant driving along some of the most impressive cliffs we'd ever seen. The blowholes aren't very well signposted, but after a couple of wrong turns, we found ourselves on the edge of a pretty spectacular cliff. We just pulled up on the edge of the cliff here. Bianca's freaking out, as you can see.
I have serious trust issues on the sides of cliffs, which makes a lot of sense when you say it out loud.
What a place to park a car. This is unreal. This is just the view I can see through the car window as well.
actually found the blowholes here. It's a very, very spectacular spot. We got rained on at first and now the sun is shining and we've got like a full rainbow, which is amazing. We've got some really cool selfies on the side of the cliff because why not?
So the blowholes themselves, they're kind of obviously down at the water level below these cliffs down here, and to see them, Bianca kind of discovered them. You have to like literally hover your head over the edge of the cliff. Feels quite precarious to do so, and you can see down those blowholes down the bottom. Unreal, such spectacular views. We're so glad we actually made the 2-kilometre detour to come and see these ones. So I reckon now the day's ticking on a bit further than we would have liked by now, so we're going to jump on the road, head up to Steep Point, which we thought we'd be at by now.
It's just spectacular, so it's worth the stop. We're here on holiday, and at the end of the day, this is exactly what we did for to do. So anyway,
alright, let's we can stay here all day, but might grab a muffin and make a quick coffee maybe and head on the road.
Yeah.
We found a wild animal.
It was drying our pet cat. It's a bit weird. There's all the lengths we have to go to get all these footage, all these shots. After our slightly longer than expected but well worth it detour to the False Entrance blowholes, we hit the road and pointed the D-Max towards Steep Point, the most westerly point of mainland Australia.
Even doing that really smooth ride.
So the road to Steep Point is very, very corrugated. Tyres are down to 20 psi. I think we might have to drop a bit further to make it more comfortable, but we'll see. It's only our early stages of the track now, so we'll see if it does smooth out. Till then, we're in for a bit of a bumpy ride. So we just pulled into the ranger station heading up towards Steep Point. We almost drove straight past it. There was a sign saying you have to check in to let them know that you're passing through the area. Super nice staff there working at the ranger station. So the sign on the way in recommends you drop your tyres to 20 psi or lower. We've gone down to 15 purely for comfort. Really, we're already at 20 from False Entrance, and 15 psi has been pretty good for us. There's no concern, well, I don't have any concern about rolling a tyre off the rim at 15, but it just irons those bumps out a little bit, and also, yeah, it looks after the tracks a lot better as well.
Making my way down. It's actually not raining too much at the moment, and surprisingly not too windy, like no wind at all here, but I'm sure there's some out there. I just saw something that looked like a whale. Oh my god, I hope Daniel can see that. Daniel! There's a whale! Let's see if he got that. I can't believe that. I just thought it was like, you know, a wave cresting, because Daniel said he thought he saw one at the last cliffs we were at, but it turned out it was just waves. This is definitely a whale because I saw it spin. We made it to the most western part of Australia. How many people can say that they have stood here on the most western tip of Australia? Probably quite a few actually in the four-wheel driving industry.
Roadside. Just jumped out of the car quickly and checked out there. They've got a little box similar to Mount Mahari Summit that has a little visitor's book inside, so I quickly grabbed it out, just temporarily borrowed it to have a look out of the rain to avoid damaging the book. Thanks to the grader, making the trip much more enjoyable. Bucket list tick. Next stop, Dirk Hartog. We made it, well done. So they headed across to Dirk Hartog, and that was May 23. So we were commenting on how the road had been graded on our drive-in and how nice that was. So must have been that way for at least a month, unless they grade it really, really regularly. Woohoo, all points of the compass. Well done, Vicky and Nick from Bellbird Park, Queensland have done all 4. That's awesome. 2 people today. We have Chip and Tay from Dunsborough heading towards Broome. Good on them. Yeah, good spot for another peanut butter sandwich. Another corner of the country ticked off, worth all the corrugations. Yeah, so this is gonna be our very first point, but let's add our entry as well. 26. All right, let us know if you guys get here too, and this is still the current book. I don't think that's likely, considering in like a month it's already filled up that much, but let us know. I'm gonna go tuck this back in that box so it's nice and safe and out of the rain.
I'm going to stay here in the car, nice and dry,
hey?
and we'll just video him from here. Well, the GoPro doesn't look like it's picking up the rain very much, but it is raining quite a bit.
Sweet bitumen.
Not the smoothest bit of road you've ever seen. I'm actually missing the bump.
So there's a random patch of bitumen in amongst the rest of the corrugated dirt road on our route out of Steep Point. That's lovely. We're enjoying this after some pretty hectic bumps. We're just making our way out of Steep Point as quick as possible, I would say, to make our way into the Francois Perrin National Park and find camp for the night, just outside of Denham. We were going to do Shell Beach on our way through, however, the day's kind of escaped us a little bit.
We're running about 4 hours behind time, so I don't know what we'll do. We were planning obviously to stop at Shell Beach, and then we were planning to mosey on up to Denham and stop in at the 4 different campsites along the way to check them out and see, you know, which one we might prefer if they're available, and then when we get to Denham we can choose. But at this rate, we're just going to have to see how we're going for time, and when we get there as to whether or not we'll even have time to drop in and check them out before going to Denham, or if we'll even make it to Denham and then back to the campsite, or if we're just going to have to find somewhere else to camp. We don't know.
Oh my god, what the hell?
Tomato sauce, all the lids come off.
Oh my god.
So over the fridge I was like, oh, it looks alright, and then I was like, I can smell like tomato sauce.
Oh
and then,
my god. Guys, I think we're gonna have to have sausages for dinner. Just dip them in the sauce.
We are having sausages for dinner. Oh no. Alright, we're gonna do a quick clean up before we go.
Man, that is bad. After giving the fridge a good once over, we noticed that the corrugations had actually rattled the spotlights loose, so we spent more of the time we didn't have making sure they were done up nice and tight before hitting the road.
That was half an hour that we really did not have up our sleeves to clean up. So anyway, all I can smell now is tomato sauce.
I know, bit of a bump there. We are enjoying a lovely sunset. It's right at that golden hour part of day. So we were hoping to be enjoying that exact sunset from our campsite, but alas, it was not to be.
No,
So our predicament now is, as Bianca mentioned earlier, the places we wanted to stay tonight, you do have to go and check in Denham, but it's already 5:30 now, so we're guessing it's going to be quite likely that they're going to be closed by the time we get there. So tossing up whether we suss them out and see if there's an available space and just camp there anyway, or find somewhere else on the road. So a bit of an update on the travel front. Everything's a bit further away than I originally anticipated, and as you can tell, I was the one who planned this little expedition. So fired up the Wiki Camps app, which luckily I had zoomed in and kind of cached a bit of the area because phone reception is pretty bad.
It's really bad. We got full 4G because we're camping under a Telstra tower.
So one of the places I had cached on Wiki Camps is called Telstra. What was it?
It's just like
Telstra Mast or something?
Yeah, Telstra Mast and something viewpoint.
Yeah, so Scenic View and the Telstra Tower, I think it was. So apparently you can just tuck yourself and camp in here among the Telstra Mast. So that's what we're going to do because the sun is dropping rapidly and we're looking forward to just pulling up for the night. And there's the turn off.
I'm just assuming this is the turn off.
This will be the one.
It looks like it should be. Heads in the correct direction. I feel weird staying under a Telstra tower because of the radiation. And it's like...
Guys, we've got one of those people.
I know, I was like, I sound like one of those. But for some reason I've got it in my head that it's bad radiation and you shouldn't stay under it, but...
Oh, this is cool. I want to spin the camera around.
Oh, there's someone already camped here.
So found ourselves a little spot to camp for the night.
Have indeed, we've got a lovely view. It is cold though, my gosh. I can really feel the temperature drops as soon as that sun goes down, so... Anyway, I think we're just gonna set up camp here. We've got a fair bit to do, so we'll set up, make some food, and then go to bed. Good sausage, solid sausage. I don't really know when sausages are cooked, so I just keep cooking them until they're like really cooked. And then I know I won't get sick. Look how different length they are. This one's short because I cut him. But this one is... These two are okay.
It's not the size of your sausage, Bianca.
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
I've done it wrong way around, but it doesn't matter.
Oh no.
I just yeeted that onto the ground. It was meant to flip around. And all it did was like perfectly throw it through this gap. No, look.
Have we learned nothing?
Look. Ready? We've learned.
Did that seriously just...
We've learned how to catch a sausage. Alright, I'm going to stop there. Okay. Do you get what I'm trying to do though?
So for some reason, it is such a cold campsite we've chosen to camp in tonight. So we're going to go to bed. We've just had dinner, delicious sausages in bread with no tomato sauce or minimal tomato sauce.
Minimal tomato sauce, which is fine. I never want to see tomato sauce again for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is really cold. We were hoping we'd do a bit more filming, but it's quite busy here. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people around, and also it's just quite quiet and we didn't want to interrupt it, but also it's so freaking cold. We ate dinner in the car because we were like, nah, need to get out of this wind. And it's not that windy, but it is.
I don't ordinarily feel the cold. Right now I've got thermal gears on, thermal pants underneath these trackies, thermal top, shirt.
It's still cold.
My full jacket and this as well, beanie,
and he's
both
got
hoods.
pocket warmers.
Yeah, Bianca's dosed me up with some of these pocket warmers. Good inventions. Do recommend. Anyway, so it's freezing cold. We're about to jump up into the tent, leave all the dishes and everything until tomorrow.
And guess what? The tent is also cold. Why is it cold? Because it's soaked.
This morning, when it was like perfectly nice and clear morning, we're like, oh, this is a nice day. The second we start to pack away, it starts bucketing down with rain. So however it happened, there's now water in the tent, which is not fun.
So I only just realised like 10 minutes ago that my feet are wet.
Anyway, so a few things to check out tomorrow, the order of which we will determine tomorrow as well. And thank you guys so much for watching today's episode. We're going to get tucked into bed with a block of chocolate apparently, and I've got a bunch more footage to pull across to my SSD because my poor camera memory cards won't survive the trip if we don't do that. Right, a little bit. Just one bit. Lots of little bits. Alright, thanks for that. Alright, catch you guys tomorrow.
I got a whole other block.
So, drove past Bianca setting the camera up.
What were my explicit words? before you drove off. What were they? Drive slowly so you don't make a bow wave.
That was.
Psyched. This is a not happy Vienna.
This is a good bloopers bit there.
Isn't she going? Because I'm too busy filming what you look like.